Can you hear my iPad?
Nope. What is good, party people? Quarantine edition, third edition of the live stream. Here we are, guys. Here we are. Like I said, I wanted to remain consistent on these live streams, mostly because I'm bored as hell, and I figured that there's really only so many Bills topic videos that I can do, minus Q&As. So I figured, might as well just have conversations with the homies, my virtual homies, the Don Mafia. Look at that. We got the chat rolling in so far. Several of you, I'm sure, came from when I sent out that text. And if y'all haven't texted me yet, do that. That's like the best way that you can talk to me. I definitely do my best to respond, but as I'm sure you can imagine, I get a couple of them. Let's put it that way. How's everyone's quarantine going? Are you slowly but surely losing your mind? And how many beers are you drinking on a regular basis now? Let's see. Shay, what's up, dude? Elliot, my dude, what's good? Me too, Mitch. Cannot wait. Can absolutely not wait for Diggs to play. Elliot, my dude, drunk AF. Dude, honestly, I'm not there yet. I just got off of work maybe like an hour and a half ago, so I'm on like my third right now. And I mean, especially like with what's been going down, it's funny because like I like read this article the other day saying that like Americans' beer consumption has like been like skyrocketing. In fact, I'm pretty sure like major beer companies like Anheuser-Busch and stuff like that, like they're just going off in sales because people are just like stock loading itself. So it's funny too, because like you would think that since bars are closed that like you wouldn't drink as much, but I mean, I'm like, I am definitely throwing them back since this quarantine situation has been going down. So I mean, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Daniel, what's good, dude? Good to see you. Jordan, Australia, dude. So are you from there originally, or are you a transplant? Curious. Dried Ocean, what's good? Dan, what high school did you go to? Carson, very interesting question. I moved down to South Carolina when I was about a kid, but when I lived in Buffalo, I lived in the Frontier district, so I would have went to Frontier if I were to stay in Buffalo, but my dad, he moved me down to Myrtle Beach, so he didn't want to shovel driveways anymore. So yeah, guys, like really want to hear what's good. My weed intake has gone up as well. Dude, let's go amen, dude. Like for real. It's funny because I know that you guys are in like a stay at home order right now. Like South Carolina, like it just, I guess, frowned upon to be outside itself. So I mean, I'm still able to go outside, like take walks and shit like that, just as long as I like don't breathe on old people or something. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, guys, like I said, thank you for, tuning in to the third edition of the live stream. I want to keep this, going on a regular basis. I'm thinking about doing this every Friday at 6 p.m. I figure that we could just talk about whatever you want, mostly Buffalo Bills, because that's why we're here, baby. But more so, I do want to hear how you guys are doing, like what's good. Dried Ocean. So you live in Florida. I do not live in Florida. I live in South Carolina, but Florida would be awesome, man. Definitely would. Let's go, Buffalo. That is right. Working on my podcast as I'm watching this legend. My dude. Keep grinding, man. Like I love podcasts. Like I would have put out more episodes of the Don Mafia show, but obviously my co-host and I are quarantined in two different houses, so we haven't had an opportunity to put out a new one, but we're looking to make it happen. From Dunkirk, sick. Austin, you're absolutely right, baby. Let's talk some football. That's absolutely right. Let's talk some football. Ryan Horton, one of the PFF journalists. First off, before I even finish reading the sentence, I know that it's going to piss me off because I hate PFF from the bottom of my heart. I think that they are absolutely garbage journalism, and that's just coming from a biased Bills fan because obviously they just continuously take a shit on us. But let's see. One of PFF journalists thinks we have the best wide receiver threesome. What's your thoughts? Surprisingly, I would have to agree with PFF. In fact, as soon as when I read one of the PFF journalists, I was expecting them to write some type of shitty headline or anything along those lines. And no, I mean, honestly, I really agree. And mostly it's because all three of our big names right now, right? With Beasley, John Brown, and then, of course, Stephon Diggs, all three of them are absolute animals when it comes to creating separation. And in my opinion, that is the number one thing that every single wide receiver needs, like absolutely needs to go down with it. So surprisingly, I agree with this PFF journalist. I mean, there's always going to be offenses out there that have like those big flashy names. Obviously, you have now the almost like rebuilt Arizona. So the Cardinals, like now they obviously have Hopkins, and then they still have, Larry Fitz is coming back for another year, who's basically on a walker at this point. But I mean, we'll see. But honestly, yeah, I do agree with you, man. Like now we just got to see if Josh Allen can absolutely capitalize, which I think he can. Should Heisenberg White, my dude, Don Mafia vlog come and when? Thanks for the donation, dude. Honestly, man, like right before I started doing Bill's videos, I used to vlog. I mean, maybe I will. I mean, say that people like want me to, I will, but I don't know. By the way, I did go on Heisenberg White's podcast. I'm not sure if he released it yet, but in case you ever want to get an idea of me as a person, then I highly, highly recommend that you subscribe to the homie and you listen to that damn podcast. Okay, where was I? PFF. Should we sign Jadeveon Clowney? Jack, no, not at all. In fact, I was going on ahead and I was actually going to raise this question. You guys, like, out of all of you, would y'all, like, what would you want out of free agency still coming in? Because personally, right now, the only free agent that I want would be either Carlos Hyde or Lamar Miller to be a secondary running back to Devin Singletary. I mean, guys, like realistically, like we only have a little bit of cap space left. And while it sounds like a lot, I think it's like 27 million at this point. Like that's really not a lot, especially when we have two very young and very talented players on our defense currently, Trey White and Matt Milano, who are in desperate need of some type of contract extension. So, I mean, as far as like signing like some of these big names that are still out there, right? Like a Yannick Ngakoue through a trade or signing Clowney via free agency. I mean, that would eat up way too much. And we're just going to piss off the guys that have already been completely being a huge contribution to our team in general. So are you going to do a post-draft 53-man roster projection video? Oh, yeah, dude. I have a bunch of content lined up. Like, this is all I've been doing the past couple of weeks is, like, legitimately, like, thinking about what different topics I could do. I know that a lot of you have been asking about a mock draft. I'm going to do another mock draft. I did one maybe a month or so ago. That was before free agency. So obviously it's going to change, but that's something that's going to be in the pipeline. Trust me, guys, I have a bunch of saucy ass vids coming your way for sure. From Buffalo, sick. I was born in South Buffalo. And then I lived in Hamburg right until I moved to South Carolina. So how you start your career and being a great YouTuber. Shay, thank you so much, man. That definitely means a lot to me. Just work hard, dude. Just work hard, man. Like, you just got to realize that people aren't going to care about your videos for at least the first year or two, but just keep grinding out, be consistent, and just like make a promise to yourself to continue to get better and better, and eventually you will. Your day will come. What do you think we're doing at? I think you might. Not sure what you mean there, Matt. Let me know. What you think about some people on ESPN, Fox Sports 1, thinking the Pats still going to win the division? They're in denial. They're absolutely in denial. Like, you can't look at their damn roster right now. Like, barring a miracle that like Bill Belichick can somehow convince like Andrew Luck to come out of retirement and come in, and then they like completely hit on the draft, get like some like ridiculous receiver, ridiculous tight end. Like, they're just out of their minds. And I think that they're just saying those astronomical claims for views. Kyle Duggar or Jonathan Taylor in the second round. It's funny you say that because I'm a huge fan of both of them. Huge Jonathan Taylor guy. Say that. Like, that guy legitimately ran the entire Wisconsin offense. Like, look at his stats the past couple of years. Like, this guy like was the Wisconsin offense. It is absolutely absurd what he did for them. I think that he would be a great compliment to Devin Singletary. He's like who I really, really want. And I'm hoping that he'll still be available by the time that we get to the second round. Excuse me. Right by the time that we get to the second round, that would be absolutely awesome. I have a bad feeling, though, that he's going to go like early second round and not quite where we are. I wouldn't be opposed to like shelling off a couple, like maybe our third, maybe a couple of fourths for Jonathan Taylor. Like that's how high I am on this running back. Really. Dan, I'm moving to South Carolina in a few months. We need to hang out on game day. Let me know, my G. Let me know. I'm with you, Teddy boy. What do you think we're doing at RB2? Like I said, huge Jonathan Taylor guy. I think that if we don't hear news about us signing either Carlos Hyde or Lamar Miller within the next couple of days, then it's going to be clear that our first pick in the draft, which would be in the second round, is going to be an RB2. I think that that's our biggest need. Basically, if you even want to say that there is a need. I know that Brandon Beane was interviewed the other day, and he was saying something along the lines of that he has full confidence in TJ Yeldon. So, I mean, but then again, I mean, that's just front office speak. That's like coach speak and stuff like that. So, I mean, you really don't know. It would actually be super interesting to like see how Yeldon would perform in 2020, because I mean, realistically, guys, like we did not use that man. Like his snap count was like microscopic. And I mean, he has proven to be a threat, especially when it comes to a pass catching running back. So I'm curious to see if like we just completely hold off, we ignore running back, or maybe we wait for the fourth or fifth round to get like some type of developmental back and Yeldon's our second man. Because back when he was in Jacksonville, when he was actually healthy, he was a boss. So I don't know. First nice thing PFF has ever said about us, Elliot. Straight up, dude. Straight up. They absolutely blow. McKenna McCown, are you from Buffalo? I am. Born in South Buffalo. Moved to South Carolina a while back. Dan, got to check the comment. I left that troll for you. I got your back, brother, and anyone gives you problems, send them my way. Cody, dude, my man. In case none of y'all know what goes down, the Bills just like dropped some video, like I think John Murphy, and like he had like a telephone interview or something like that with Josh Allen. And then me being me, because don't get me wrong, I love my team, but I mean, they just sort of made a questionable choice in how they were producing their content. Like, was just a still image and then like a super staticky like voice of John Murphy and an even worse staticky voice of Josh Allen. And it was like 17 minutes. So me being me, I was just like, hey, have you guys ever thought about using Zoom? Not thinking that anybody would see it. And then some dude was just like, how about you actually make a good video for once? And I was just like, all right, first off, dude, go do that to yourself. But then like the Dom Mafia just came in and just absolutely reamed this dude. Like they like actually backed me up. And I mean, I do appreciate that, guys, but honestly, like how I handle people that are like dicks, like online, like honestly, like the way that I look at it is that they're obviously going through something very like terrible in their life to cause them to anonymously insult somebody online. And they're just taking their own self-frustration off on themselves and projecting it to somebody else. And honestly, like I like feel bad for them, man. Like I like tell them that too. I'm like, bro, like I hope you're getting through whatever you want, because I don't know. That's me. What part of South Buffalo? Because I'm living here right now. I was born, and then my first house was on Crystal Street, Crystal Road. One of the two. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask my parents. I was like an infant. Do you think we're gonna give White a 5th-year option? Dude, I hope so. Like, I honestly hope that like we extend this man and make him like the highest paid cornerback, like within the next couple of weeks. Like, I would be completely fine with using like 90% of our remaining cap space and just giving it to Trey, and then like hoping that Matt Milano doesn't get pissed off and we can just find a deal for him next offseason. So that's something that's interesting. You think Bill should draft Trevon Diggs if he falls to us? I mean, he's related to Stephon, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, say that he's in like the 3rd or 4th round. I mean, like there's definitely better position players that would be available like in the 2nd or the 3rd. So we'll just go from there. Josh Allen today is saying he wants to host a playoff game or 2 in front of the Mafia. Dude, that's a steep promise, but I hope more than you can imagine that is the case. And so especially with this new playoff format too. So we'll see how it all kind of plays out. Like, I'm like still like being the guy like telling everybody that, yo, like we could potentially make the 1st or 2nd seed in the AFC this year, which would be absolutely bonkers. Oh, I got a new donation here. Let me find this guy. Shotgun a beer, Cody. Oh, dude. See, I would. Sadly, this is the last one. I have like those like knockoff White Claws in the fridge, excuse me. Like not like the good shit either. Like it's like Cape lines. Like my buddy calls them crap lines. Not too good. I think that if I were to like shotgun that, I'd probably get like diabetes immediately. But I mean, next time, dude, next live stream, y'all be sure to tune in because Cody, I'm a man of my word, and you did donate to the channel. I will shotgun a beer on the live stream next Friday. And you can hold me accountable for that too. And say that I don't, then you can just completely ruin my life. Josh Allen's stat prediction for the upcoming season. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, dude, I just want him to win. Like, I've never been that guy that's been like, oh, Josh hasn't thrown for 300 yards. He's a shitty quarterback. Like, first off, I think PFF has been just completely brainwashing you for the past couple of years, where someone's going to say, oh, like you need your quarterback to throw at least 300 yards or he's nothing. It's complete nonsense. As far as his stats, or as far as like what I expect out of Josh, I would really like him to not necessarily abandon those QB design runs or like be too quick to go off to the outside and get first downs with his legs. I still want him to do that, but I do want him to tone it down a little bit because that's what makes him so dangerous. But now that dude man has like the weapons that he has, right? Diggs, Beasley, John Brown, hopefully Dawson Knox makes some type of progressions during like this offseason. If that's the case, then I really want to see him attack the pass game this year. Like, I just want to see a finished product. Like, I'm like done with like, oh, he's progressing. Like, I want to see him be at his top level. And y'all know that I'm a huge Josh Allen guy. And I know that he's going to make that step. And watching the Buffalo Bills offense is about to be super exciting. And I know that's super hard for a lot of us. He damn sure earned it. Okay. I think getting Trevon Diggs will help keep Stephon Diggs forever. Valid point. But I mean, we still have Diggs for a while, like 3-4 years, I think. And on a steal, by the way, too, like $10-12 million a year, like flat for 3 or 4 years. Like, that's a damn steal for the best route runner in the NFL, easily. An early prediction for the 2020 season. We are going to go, okay, mark my words, come back to this video in late December. Let me know if I was right. We're going to be 11-5. We'll be the 2nd or 3rd seed. We'll be 11-5, 2nd or 3rd seed. We're going to win the wild card game. We are going to win the divisional and then the AFC championship. We will get to the AFC championship. I still haven't seen what other teams have done in the draft, obviously, yet. Get back to me. But as soon as when the draft is over, like, y'all, like, I'm like going to be doing a whole bunch of speculation. would you rather? Let me see. Dude, Ryan, my G, dude. $20, a sticker. Dude, you're the man. Honestly, guys, like y'all have no idea how much this and so like y'all have no idea how much that helps out the channel. Thank you so much, man. Go Bills. Sorry guys. I'm just trying to scroll through some of these older comments. I want to see if I can answer as much as I can. What do you think about the special team group right now? I really, really like that linebacker that we ended up getting off of the Steelers. Matakowitz or something like that. Like, trust me, like once the season starts, I'll have like this guy's last name phonetically perfected. But he's an absolute terror when it comes on special teams. And from what I understand, like we really haven't lost a lot of key playmakers. Robert Foster, believe it or not, was actually a monster in special teams last year. Little did you know. And I mean, like really, like me looking at the Bills right now, it's very, very, very difficult for me to point out a weakness. And like was having a conversation with my buddy yesterday who's a Patriots fan. I know, exactly, right? I definitely need to get more friends or better friends, let's put it that way. And like he was just like, yo, like, what are the Bills' weaknesses? Like, what do you think they can fix? And I was struggling. I was just like, I really don't know. Like, there's upgrades we can make, but as far as like gaping holes that need to be addressed or there's going to be blood, no, I really can't. What are your thoughts on getting Devontae Freeman? I mean, same thing. I would be fine with him. I would be absolutely fine with him. I would be fine with Carlos Hyde, Lamar Miller in free agency. Either of those three are fine. But if we don't pull the trigger in free agency, then I'm definitely looking to draft an RB2 in the second round. And I'd be fine with Cam Akers. I'd be fine with Clyde. I'd be fine with Clyde Edwards. I'd be fine with either of those two in the second if they were to fall. Buffalo is so prime for a home playoff game. It would be nuts. Dude, like that city would like burn to the ground. Like straight up, like win or lose, like probably before kickoff. Like that's just how crazy it would be. It's funny because like I only really go up to Buffalo for games like between September, maybe the end of October because like I like moved down to the South and like I'm like, you know, like my blood's like not as thick as it used to be. So I get a little cold. But if the Bills host a playoff game, son, I will be there. Shirtless. Then shotgun one of them, Cody. I am not shotgunning a White Claw. Can't do that. But yo, bro, next live stream, I'm gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna grab some Bud Light, and then me and you need to do it together. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just have you like FaceTime me or something like that, and then like we can like do it together. Dan, how you feel about Bean talking about wide receiver in the second round? I mean, honestly, like it's tough because I mean I've heard of like a few names like sort of circulating, you know, like Claypool, who I personally think that he'll still be there in the third, in my opinion. But as far as a wide receiver in the second, I mean, we basically drafted a wide receiver in the first by trading for Stephon Diggs, right? So I think that a secondary running back or an RB2 behind Devin Singletary is much more necessary at this point. And once you couple the fact that this wide receiving class that's going into the NFL draft this year, it's like the deepest in a very, very long time. So, I mean, we could potentially hit on a tremendous value receiver, like just by drafting in the third or the fourth. And like, it's almost a shoo-in that they're going to be a stud just based off of the talent that's coming in. So would I be upset if we were to take Claypool in the second? Like, I'm like a big believer. I'm like, yo, like in Bean we trust, man. Like I've always been like that. In Bean we trust. If he wants to get a receiver in the second, then I'm cool with that. But say that I was in charge, I'd be definitely looking for an RB2 at that point. Josh Allen, 38 total touchdowns, 30 for 32 in the air, 6 for 8 on the ground, 3,400 yards in the air, and 800 on the ground for a total of 4,200. 0 with roughly 12 interceptions and 4 fumbles, 63% percentage. Hey, Elliot, I'd be fine with that, man. I'm disappointed in the Bud Light. Anthony, bro, listen, man. Like honestly, like I like went through a craft beer phase for a while. Labatt Blue too, man. Like I like chug some blues, but I mean, and so Jaboy like put like he had to put on a couple LBs. You know what I mean? I started getting that beer belly, and I just had to cut it out. You know, so I mean, was either I stopped drinking completely or I just switched to the water. You know, and here I am. I think we should take the remaining cap space that we have, pay our own players, focus. I agree with you. Laviska Chenault follow us in the third. Do you think we should take him? The third? Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, as far as the draft would be concerned, like, once y'all watch my mock draft that has not been filmed yet, but will, it's most likely about to go that I'm going to be getting a running back in the second, a cornerback in the third, and then I'm picking up a receiver. So, I mean, if Laviska is available in the fourth, I highly doubt he will be, but yeah, I'd pick him up then. If the Bills make the Super Bowl, wouldn't be surprised if Bills fan buy out all the tickets in the first hour. Oh, dude. Me neither. Dan, I'm gonna ship you some Labatts. Hate seeing the Bud Light. You need some good stuff, bro. Like I have like one store in Myrtle Beach that sells Labatts, and like I'm like the only person that buys them. Funny story: the place where I go and watch Bills games during the season, they specifically ordered me Labatt Blues for each and every single time that I went into that bar, because I just like simply requested it. And was funny because I thought that they would only order them for me, but it turned out that so many people were from the Buffalo area down where I am. They started cleaning them out. Like one Sunday I went in and was just like, hey, like, where's the Labatt? The game's about to start. Like, oh yeah, like we had like this like family reunion like down here, and they were all from Western New York and they completely wiped us out. I was like, oh, okay. So, but trust me, dude, I love Labatt. And I mean, it's quarantine. Fuck it. I'll go on ahead. I might grab like a 6-pack or something like that. Labatt or Budweiser, either or. Oh, it's John Brown's birthday. Sick. Sick. Yeah. And so I guess I'll just tweet at him or something like that. And I don't think he'll respond, but whatever. What do you think the Bills' record will be in 2020? 11-5. We're going 16-0. Dude. Yo, man, I love the confidence, baby. I really do. And so y'all know me as like the overconfident Bills fan. Like that's me, like facts right there. Cody, me and you agree with each other, 11-5. I think we're going 13-3. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. It's funny because I think that while everyone's so scared of our schedule, especially since we're going up against the NFC West, I mean, honestly, like I see the Rams not being shit this year. I really don't see the Rams being shit. I think the Cardinals might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think that like the big dog, like the big dog, is going to be the Seattle Seahawks based off of that schedule. And then the Niners too, like their defense is coming back. They're probably going to be pretty good. So that's what I'm worried about. Hashtag sports. John Brown turned 30. They're drafting a wide receiver. There you go. Hey, Dan, did you get your $1,200 stimulus? All right. So all right. So say that y'all don't follow me on Twitter. I do like to be a jokester on there. So I found like this screenshot my buddy sent to me. It was like was a total prank. Was just like, hey, like, yo, bro, you just get your stimulus check. And the transactions below it were like RedTube subscription, $30 a month, and then Pornhub, $300. And then that's what I was going for, was just to like sort of get people to sort of laugh and be like, oh shit, Dan spends $300 on Pornhub every month. But I mean, was completely a joke. And like some people actually hit me up and they're like, oh, Dan, like you actually got your stimulus check? I was like, bro, you completely missed the joke. Labatt's is scarce down south unless you find a Bills bar. Yeah, for sure. It really is, man. Some grocery stores have it. The Walmart normally has it. Walmart normally has Labatt. I hope the AFC Championship is Buffalo versus Kansas City. I mean, that would be exciting. You agree with running back first. Thank you, Josh. I understand, dude. I drink Miller Lite. I can't drink like I used to. I mean, I still do, just a long recovery. Hey, man, I'm like starting to get pretty bad hangovers too. Shea White season ticket, sick. And Yingling, dude, I'm definitely a Yingling guy. I'd say I'm a Yingling guy. Dable is installing a difficult system. It takes time, just like Allen's development. Yeah, for sure. I agree. And now, honestly, I think that once you add that extra weapon as Stephon Diggs, you're going to see Devin Singletary's rush yards skyrockets this year. It's an interesting take because a lot of people think that the Bills are going to go on ahead and like we're just going to be like a pass first type offense. Like, well, I want to see Josh Allen focus on that, not him run specifically. The pickup with Stephon Diggs is going to affect our offense in a lot of ways and more than what you think. And specifically, I think it's going to allow Devin Singletary to have a top 3, top 5 type of year. Let's put it that way. How do you think Norman will play? I think Norman is going to shock the world. I'm a firm believer that I think Norman is going to be CB number 2. He's going to be lining up opposite of Trey White. Why I say that is because when he was with the Washington Redskins, they did not use him. They did not use him whatsoever. It was a terrible defense, and they ran a lot of man coverage where Norman is a zone corner. He's a zone corner. And he's going to thrive in a system like that. Like back when he was in Carolina, the reason he was so good was just because he was under Sean McDermott, number 1, who loves a damn zone defense, zone coverage, if you will. And he was behind a defensive line that continuously pressured the quarterback, which made him extra effective. He's going to a almost carbon copy of that exact same Carolina Panthers model in 2015 as far as scheme is concerned. Norman's going to ball out. I can assure you that. People are saying that Dig takes pressure off of our defense. Will the defense improve or get complacent? I think that our defense is going to improve, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, like, we're still going to see a similar year to last year. They're studs. I mean, definitely don't get me wrong. We definitely ended up missing out on Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips, but we filled in those holes where I think that we're probably going to even see a little bit of a larger sort of the production, if you will, right? Now, one of our biggest weaknesses specifically with only like in like a couple of games, like the Philadelphia Eagles game was like the biggest one where we couldn't stop the run to save our lives. I think that we've put in like the pieces that should be able to alleviate that. And I mean, we're getting that exact same secondary. I would have to say that we should probably expect a similar season from our defense, mostly because we basically have everybody back. Like maybe besides like Johnson, he's gone. Lawson, Phillips, he's gone. But I mean, like we've filled in those roles that need to be filled in. I don't think hashtag is hiring, but I'm putting my hat in for their Florida affiliate. If they are down here, they could use my studio. Elliot, you have a studio, my G. I didn't know that. That's sick. Someone said the Bengals should trade the first overall pick for Deshaun Watson. I mean, it would be smart. I mean, especially since Bill O'Brien just seems to be having a fire sale of all of his best players. I mean, I'm sure that he would go for it and would actually probably be a pretty big deal. But like I said, dude, like the draft's a damn gamble. It's a gamble. So, I mean, if the Texans want to take that risk, they can. And I mean, I think for the Bengals perspective, I think that they would get a more for sure type thing because like while Joe Burrow is probably going to be a good NFL quarterback, I don't see him being a stud his first year. I think it's probably going to take him till his second year to really go off. I mean, he just needs to adjust to the NFL. I didn't know you're an audio engineer, Elliot. That's dope. John Brown as a wide receiver number 2 is going to be scary. Yeah, dude. Like the entire 2019 season, he was going up against CB1s all day. Imagine John Brown going up against a CB2. It's going to be disgusting. Like, it's funny because I have a theory that I think that John Brown is actually going to have a better season yards wise than Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs is going to have more touchdown receptions, but I do think that John Brown is going to have more receptions and more yards this year. Who has more pressure, Allen or Dable? Definitely Josh Allen, but I know my boy's about to deliver. I think Foster will learn from Diggs. Honestly, I'm surprised that we even like re-signed Foster, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we cut him. I really wouldn't, especially if we draft a rookie receiver in like the second or third, then yeah, I would probably have to pick Foster to be the guy that would be released. Yeah, Tim, that's true. That's true, but I'm just kind of hoping that he doesn't take too many risks. Because like my last video, like I was saying, whether or not that we should see if we should shop around and see if we could find a better opportunity for backup quarterback. If Josh went down, then I think that would bring our deep playoff run to a screeching halt. What do you think about Cole Beasley? I mean, he's a stud, man. He's a stud. Like that guy, like I said, all of our receivers are just masters when it comes to separation. Like honestly, like like our receiving core is like once you combine all of their numbers, like coming up this year, I have a feeling it's about to be like 1 or 2 in the league. It's going to be absurd, and I can't wait. Yo, Dan, do you think I should try to make videos about the Bills record? Bro, make videos, man. I'm a huge advocate for making YouTube videos, man. I love it. It's fun. I love it. Like, really. Like, my side hustle is me just talking to people who love the Buffalo Bills. I mean, why wouldn't you? I'm not crazy about an RB2 in the second round. Running backs just don't matter that much in today's NFL. I mean, I would have to disagree. I mean, as far as running the ball, I definitely wouldn't. Like, look at the most efficient offense in the NFL last year, the Baltimore Ravens. Like, what did they do? They ran the damn ball. I would have to disagree, but I think that finding a secondary running back to go behind Devin Singletary, I think that that's only going to help him have an even better season, especially say that we can find a running back that has characteristics that are opposite of him, where he can actually like develop and make moves. Okay, I saw one question I wanted to read. Who has a better chance of making the team, in your opinion, Duke Williams or Robert Foster? It's funny because #sports actually said this. I think it might have been Paul. It might have been Mario. I'm not sure. Was watching one of their videos, and they said that it depends who they draft. If the Bills go for like a big body guy, say that the Bills go for a big body guy, that Duke Williams is probably going to be the guy to be cut. And say that they go for like more of like a speedster, then Robert Foster would be the guy. I'm going to credit #sports on that one for giving me that little hot take. No new stadium, be okay with renovations, wouldn't feel like home to me. Yeah, dude, same thing. Keep the stadium in Orchard Park. Worst case scenario, just build it in the Hammer Lot. Just like build a stadium right next to New Era. Worst case scenario, but I definitely would prefer just like strong renovations. If Jake Fromm falls to the 5th round, I think we should take him. I just don't think we need a quarterback right now, man, honestly. I wouldn't do it. And plus, I am a Georgia fan, and Jake Fromm is not good. Vaping, man, come on. Rona attacks the lungs. Dude, I have been like paranoid about that whole thing. Like, I've probably like been bathing in hand sanitizer, so knock on wood, I think I'm all right. Are the Bills more likely to win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen or and on his rookie contract or later on? That's a very interesting question. Um, I personally think that the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl window is from 2020 until, let's say, about 2022, 2023. But then that could even be extended because of the way that the front office has demonstrated how they can handle a salary cap. As long as we can keep our salary cap healthy, take care of the guys that we have now, master those 1-year prove it deals that we have been doing for the past 2 or 3 years, then our Super Bowl window could very well extend that. But I'm thinking if we want to take home a title, I think our window is from now to about 2022. And it could be more, barring any like dumb trades or something like that or injuries. I completely agree with Diggs Brown theory. Brown more yards for sure. Mackenzie Foster, Duke, and Roberts are all replaceable in my opinion. I agree with you. It is always nice to have depth. I do like Isaiah McKenzie. Foster. Does Dawson Knox get more targets because of Diggs and Brown? I think he'll probably get about the same. I just hope that he actually comes up with some receptions. A little less drops would be ideal. Let's see. You think we should go for the edge in the second? Not really. So, while I think that an edge rusher is a need, I guess you could say, I think that we've essentially put a Band-Aid over it. And not even a Band-Aid. I would say like an antibiotic-soaked bandage. Because we ended up getting a pretty damn good edge rusher out of Mario Addison, who's been averaging about like 9 sacks for the past 4 years. I think we're going to see that type of production from him this year as well. It's just how it is. Worst case scenario, maybe a little less. I think next year in the 2021 offseason, I think that's where we go all in on an edge rusher, because as much as I loved Yannick Ngakoue in the beginning of the offseason, obviously that's not gonna happen. Clowney's not gonna happen. And then out of all the edge rushers, in my opinion, that are worth mentioning, are most likely about to be gone in the first anyway. So that's why I'm passing on an edge. Not a ton, but I'm man crushing on Bean's strategy right now. You and me both, Tim. You and me both. Do you plan on making it up here for a couple of games? I do. I am going to be at the home opener. And in case y'all don't know, I'm more than sure that y'all know I am doing my ticket giveaway as well. I am giving away 2 tickets to the home opener. You just got to follow me on Twitter and then screenshot proof of you being subscribed to me. But if you win the tickets, or say that you don't, but you're still at the game, I will be there. And I'm even trying to see if like me and some other like Buffalo Bills creators can like get together and like sort of host like a tailgate or something, sort of like slam some Labats with the homies. That would be ideal. Big Bills fan from Ireland, hoping to get over to a game this upcoming season. What game should I go see? I mean, once the schedule comes out, my dude, I will definitely let you know, but the home opener is always insane. Always insane. I would love Breida pair with Singletary. Dude, interesting take. I always forget that Breida is a free agent. Would be fine with that, but I'm like really interested to see like what he would like run as far as cost, especially based off of his production last year. Granted, he did get hurt, so do you think the Pats are better without Brady? He's been an average QB the last 3 years, so any above average quarterback should make them better. I mean, as much as we hate Brady, I mean, he's still very well capable of playing the position. The Pats are about to be absolute garbage. Like, they really are. Like I said, barring the fact that like maybe Bill Belichick could, convince Andrew Luck to come out of retirement or something along those lines, and maybe. But, I mean, the Pats are far worse without Brady. And I can't wait to shove it in their face. Do you think we slide Ed Oliver to the edge for select packages? That would be interesting. I'm not sure if he ever did that in college, I'm not sure if he ever played that position or if he was ever used in like some type of specific packages. But I mean, that would definitely be interesting, you know? Like, I mean, like one side you have Mario Addison. I think Trent Murphy is actually very capable. I think Jerry Hughes still has a little bit of gas left in the tank. So I think we're good on edge rusher, to be honest with you. But I mean, I would be fine with Ed Oliver, you know, shifting over a little bit for maybe a nice little package. Let's see what else we got here. Love your channel, bro. I live south of the city, and I'm so excited for the season. Me too, dude. Hate to say it, but chances the stadium will be closed all season. Doubt it. Not gonna happen. Can I get a picture with you at the home opener? Yeah, dude. Absolutely. But you gotta have a beer with me. Seeing that you're of age, of course. Because your boy can't have that. Are we the team to beat outside of Kansas City in the AFC? I would have to say so, man. I really would. Like maybe Baltimore. I think that Baltimore's defense got a little better this year, and their offense really hasn't changed much. And there's talks about AB maybe going over to them. So I think Baltimore might be the guys, but luckily we don't play them. But yeah, definitely the Bills are the team to beat as of now. Between us, the Chiefs, and the Ravens, which I think is going to be a toss-up on who gets the 1, 2, or 3 seed. Dan, how many tutties for Corey Bojorquez this year? Oh, man. I mean, when was the last time the Bills had a fake punt? I mean, maybe if like we do like a fake punt or something like that, you know, maybe one, but and so to be honest with you, I actually think that Corey's going to be cut. I do, but so can you be 18 and be in the contest? Yeah, for sure. Just follow me on Twitter and just screenshot me proof that you're subscribed to my channel. Say that you're younger, then have your parents do it for me, or have your parents do it for you. Let's be real. We need someone who scares offensive lines, quarterbacks at the edge, and Oliver eats if that happens. Interesting. In fact, and so I think that Oliver is about to have a breakout year. In fact, that's on my schedule of content that I'm going to be putting out soon. Dan, if Trey White asks for a trade, would you trade him? No. I would not trade Trey White for anybody in the league. Anybody. And do you think that Oliver was good enough for pick number 9, or do you think we should have gone with someone else with that pick? No, I was absolutely happy with that Oliver at number 9 last year, and I think that it's going to happen. Dan, I saw that Denver put something. Dan, I've been following you before 1,000 subs. You better get a pick with me at the home opener. Dude, for real, y'all. Like, just like walk up to me and just ask me. Like, I don't bite, dude. I'm cool. My rule is like you better talk to me and chill though. Like, let's have a conversation. Like, let's like not just have a picture and then fucking you go on your merry way. Like, let's chill. I'm interested to see the Bills versus Chiefs in the regular season. Me too, dude. Me too. I would rather it not be the home opener because like would love to play like just some shitty team like the home opener and just take a giant shit on them. But that's me. Bring back Colton Schmidt for like the 7th time. We also need one with hashtag sports. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna work on something like that, y'all. I'm gonna try and get all the Bills content creators together for that home opener. Pat McAfee would be goated on our team. I mean, like, dude, like that dude's just making so much money off of his podcast that there's no reason he would come back. Dan, how did you begin to like the Bills? Did you grow up around Western New York? I live like 10 miles away from New York Field. Yeah, man. I was born in Mercy Hospital, South Buffalo. Grew up there when I was a little kid. Like my like PJs, like coming back from like the hospital were like Buffalo Bills themed and shit, dude. So I mean, I've been a Bills fan since birth. Saw my dad get ridiculously frustrated at the TV every year. You know, I had like that false hope that, oh, this is our year. This is our year. This is our year. I've been a Bills fan for life, man. And, you know, finally it's finally paying off. I wish the XFL lasted a little longer because that would be a prime place to market for punters because of the difficulty of the position and the requirements to make punts. Yeah, that one guy that was on the Raiders for a long time. I think he was on the St. Louis Battlehawks. I completely forget his name, but I would be fine with that. Corey has many fake punts, 20 yards. Touche, Scott. Touche. What's good, Dan? Love your videos, bro. Shout out from Albany. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it, homie. Who's the best player on our team right now? Definitely Trey White. Hands down. And I will debate that with anybody. And I fight hard for the Bills Mafia in the Pat McAfee chat. You should, dude. You should because like really the other fan bases, they are not going to know what hit them easily. I think Tennessee should draft Jordan Love. Yeah, because I think that Tannehill is going to have a regress year this year, man. I really do. I think they just paid him a whole shit ton of money for absolutely nothing. And they'll be the second team to pay him a whole shit ton of money. And then he'll just shit the bed like the next possible snap. Vegas currently has us going 11-5. Nice. That's my prediction. Do you think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl this year? I mean, I'm like really not one to jinx it. I mean, like I said, this is our Super Bowl window. And I mean, like we have a strong ass chance from now until 2022. It could be any of those years. Hopefully it's this year. And I think if the Bills hit gold on 2 rookies this draft, that's an interesting take, dude. That's an interesting take. Me too, man. Like, say that like we were to end up picking up like the Jonathan Taylor, the second round, we would eat. In like the third round, like miraculously Claypool still there. It'd be game over, man. Done. You just rock me to sleep tonight. I love being in the new Bills regime. I just can't let go. They didn't draft Mahomes or Watson. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda, dude. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We didn't. And I like Josh Allen. Like I said, the draft's a gamble, man. The draft's a gamble. You look like Cole Beasley and Josh Allen's love child, and that's a compliment. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate that. Who do you think is better, McCoy or Singletary? Are we talking prime or right now? Because right now it's Singletary. LaShawn McCoy in his prime was amazing. But then again, we haven't seen Singletary in his prime, so tough question. You know, the Bills are basically done with free agency when we signed EJ Gaines. That dude is like the clap. Keeps coming back. But God damn it, we all know Coach McDermott loved a good clap. You're a funny guy, Elliot. Ken, do you think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl this year? King, yeah. It's Marquez King. Huge fan of him, actually. Huge fan of him, actually. And I think that he would be a suitable replacement for Corey. We can get rid of those like 15-yard punts, 20-yard punts. We need to get Jake Shum, a punter from UB. Why would the Bills Super Bowl window close in 22? Like I said, like it's a very good chance that it will extend, but I'm just looking at our stud players and where they currently are in their contract years right now. Like the young studs that we have, like what I'm doing is I'm just like sort of like looking at our team for the next like 2 or 3 years, and it looks like our core is still going to be together for the next 2 or 3 years. So that's why I say that it's until 2022. But like I said, I mean, like if Bean still demonstrates that exact same behavior, we're going to be solid. Well, guys, that's going to have to do it for yet again another live stream. Sorry, LeBron 913. It's got to happen. Got to get going. But just a couple announcements. I'm sure you might have saw it in my last video. I am starting this series on my channel called Let's Talk Bills. I'm basically going to be interviewing fans on the show. I'm bringing them on, but they need to be a Patreon contributor within a specific tier. Say that you don't want to do that. Completely fine, dude. Just watch my videos. That's all that matters to me. But if you ever want to be a guest on Let's Talk Bills, go to my Patreon page. You'll see that in my description. And then say that you don't want to do the $20 fee, then you could just do the $5, the $10, the $1 fee, whatever you want to do. And you'll be a part of my premium members. You'll have access to my Discord channel, some other premium stuff I'm thinking about giving out. So that's something to consider. And then besides that, text me, y'all. My phone number is in the description. Shoot me a text. Let me know what's good. And besides that, guys, thank you for tuning in to yet another live stream. Always love throwing back beers with y'all on Friday at 6 p.m. This is my weekend now. It really is. Stay healthy. Take care of your family. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.